Hey guys, welcome to this week's edition of Storytime Sunday. Today I'm going to be talking about the time I played on the basketball team. Now, I started playing for my middle school basketball team back in 8th grade. And there's a lot of things that I can talk about way back in 8th grade when I actually had no idea about what basketball was or how to actually play basketball. I just knew that I'd take the ball, shoot in the net, that's all I knew. So, now I made the team because I had good grades. That's the only reason I was on the team. But eventually I started really enjoying playing basketball. I really enjoyed being part of a team, part of a sport, So I started to, grow into it, evolve as a basketball player. But it took a long while before I got decent. So I'm going to share with you a few things back when, way back when I was still learning in my, beginner stages. So the first game that I ever played was against an established team. Basically, when I joined my basketball team, it was the first year my school was having a basketball team. This is the jersey right here. And I played number 16, obviously, because that was my number. So we were going up against this team that was considered one of the best in our division. So the first game I remember, I was bench. I didn't start off. I was bench. I was coming off as 6th man, and we didn't have jerseys, not even these shirts at the time. We had the white shirts. I didn't even own a pair of shorts at the time. I had my brother bring me some. And then we were using like these flag football jerseys. Now, it was really interesting because it was almost the second quarter and our team was getting blown out. We had 2 points. The other team had like 36. It was 38, something like that. It was pretty crazy. It was bad. And that's when I subbed in. Now, I had no idea what basketball was, what a zone was, 2-3, nothing. The coach was screaming stuff from the side. I didn't know what was going on. I was just standing there running around. So I just got subbed in, and I was on the wrong side of the court. I was on defense, but I was on like a press type defense where I was up close. And I guess the inbounder didn't see me because he inbounds the ball, and I'm like 10 to 12 feet from the hoop, and it comes right into my hand. I had no idea what to do, but all I remembered was shoot it. So I took one dribble, really weird looking dribble because I didn't know how to dribble at the time. I take one dribble, I pull up, and it goes in. Now, I didn't know what I did, but everybody started screaming, and it felt really good because it was a home game. Now, I felt like, whoa, I don't know what I just did. I finished that game with 4 points, 1 assist, and that was it, then he put me on the bench. But when he was putting me on the bench, I still remember to this day, I had to take off that red flag football jersey, and behind me everybody started screaming, AMK! AMK, and that was like a really good feeling. And then I was like, you know what, I want to do this. So I started, putting more work into it. And then I got to a point where I made it to the starting lineup because the forward that did play got injured, and then I got in. And once I got in, he's like, you know what, you're pretty good. And then I never left the starting lineup until I graduated. And by the end of the, by the end of the season, I played all 5 positions at least once. And the most interesting one I ever played was center because I had no idea what a center did or what a center does. And I got subbed in for our center because he was in foul trouble. Now, I decided, because the coach asked me, like, do you know how to do, how you play a center? Because I was the next closest thing to a center. And I was like, yeah, I got this. No idea. I had no idea what to do. So here I am. So I'm at the top of the key, right? Because I didn't know what to do. And I guess I remembered centers run to the center because that's where their name comes from. So I started running to the center, and then I saw somebody, I don't know why, but someone went like this. So I decided, let me not. So I ran back to the top of the key. And in fact, I went to the 3-point line, and I remember I got a pass and I was wide open, and that was the first 3 I ever shot in game, and it went in. And I still remember I went crazy, and then he subbed me out because he understood that I had no idea what I was doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you about the craziest moment I've ever had playing basketball. Now, this was when we were up against Booty. Booty was a school that was right behind our school, and we were like rivalry, and it was Celtic Lakers type thing, even though it's not that intense, but that's what it was basically. And so I want you to picture that. Now we're over here, and this was a close game actually. This one wasn't like a blowout. This was when we had a rhythm going. It was actually like we were almost there. We almost won it. So now we're in the middle of this game, and I was not the best, but I was decent at the time. I'm decent, right? So here I am on a fast break. I got a steal. I knocked it out of this person's hand. I'm on a fast break. I'm going towards the hoop. I look over my shoulder like this, no one's there. So I think I have an open lane. So here I'm going up. And this person behind me, I don't know where he came from, swats the ball so hard. But along with the ball, he didn't just swat the ball, he swatted my whole body. Now right underneath the hoop, it was like about 4 feet away, there was the exit. And they were not padded. So I hit like I landed on my feet and I catapulted forward right into the door, hit the exit, like turned around and fell on the ground. And I do remember like hands coming at me like this, but I was fine. I did come back and shoot some free throws, missed both of them. But I did learn a valuable lesson that day. That day I learned that even if you think you're on a fast break and no one's behind your back, there's probably somebody behind your back. Yeah, after that, I graduated. And I wanted to bring, my basketball game to the high school level. Trying out with, some oversized shoes, and it didn't work out too well for me. I did manage to play with the people that did make the team. It was like 3-on-3, and I was playing the 2 people that did make it and this other player. So the coach did tell me that I was really close to making it, and I should try again next year for 10th grade. So I was like, I'm gonna do this. So I put in a lot of work over summer vacation, and then I had put in 3 years of basketball work now, and I was like, I can make this. I can make the basketball team. And I show up, 10th grade, I showed up to the tryouts, and it didn't go so well. I remember I was so frustrated with it. I went to the coach later on, and I was like, why didn't I make the team? He's like, you did well, you did well, you didn't do bad. But we're just not looking for a player like you. We need somebody else. We're looking for something different for our team. And I was like, I understood what that basically meant. It was like, you aren't what we want. So, but I mean, that's fine, because around the same exact time and point of my life, I was offered a film for my brother and my cousins. They were making The Chance of Nothing, and we were working on that on the side. And then I realized that this is larger than life. What acting can do for a person is larger than life. What actors have the ability to do, the capability to do, is larger than life. And I never really had small dreams. I always had large dreams, big aspirations, huge goals. Like from childhood, cricket player, basketball player, Bollywood star. Well, there's a difference between a star and an actor. I wanted to be an actor, whatever. That's something else. We'll get into that later. But yeah, so there it is. There's this week's edition of Storytime Sunday. Hope you enjoyed. Please come back next Sunday. Hope you have a nice Sunday. See you next week.